when I'm walking down the street.
I do want to say to Doni and many of you in this room that over a very long career in this city, all of you have helped me and my colleagues tell the truth and to try to tell.
I may not look like you and you me, but
Take my hat off.
I'm from South Carolina, so I just...
What does this event mean to you, Miss Peggy Morris?
Oh, my heart,
Happy 20th anniversary.
my heart is about loving up on my sisters. Do you know what it feels like to have your sisters in the room? Johnny.
And dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. I am beautiful, I am blessed, but not just what you see in the flesh. I'm free from people, free from myself.
The doctor lived next door to the janitor, to the reverend, and the lawyer. We were together. Now we get so high and mighty that you create stress for your society because you don't like poor black folks either. That's a health problem. Get yourself together so I can stop being taking care of geriatric people and get back to pediatrics. I thank you, Doni, for all you've done. Let's keep doing it all the more.
Letting His glory shine through. Dare to be you, dare to be me, dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. And I dare you, I dare you, I dare you to be you.
First name's Doni, last name's Glover. Entered the winner for the long haul, baby. Today we're talking with a very dear friend's son, Marshall Cullins, goes by the name Milk. Milk is an author. He's the author of Young, Arrogant, and Invincible. As kids, we had fun spreading pain. The resources and guidance to a better way didn't cross our path until the damage was done. Due to being looked at as the man and all the byproducts of our mindset, the lines between right and wrong were blurred. Sound familiar? No one could tell us anything. We heard, we listened, but our way was working. Freedom didn't mean much because nothing in this world seemed free to us. Everything had its cost, especially our actions. A life of a lame wasn't good enough for me or anyone on my team. So we did what the fuck we wanted to do, right or wrong or otherwise. We was young, arrogant, and invincible. Quite a story. Good morning, Milk. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
Good, good, good. Welcome to the show. Where are you?
I'm in Atlanta.
Atlanta. I used to live in Atlanta. I used to go to school there.
Oh, yeah? What school you went to?
Oh, it's only one school in Atlanta.
HBCU, I'm sure.
Morehouse College, no question.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
You're in the city?
No, I'm on the outskirts.
Yeah, I used to live down in the SWAT, Southwest.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'd be in the city all the time.
Yeah, yeah. You're originally from Atlanta?
No, I'm originally from Baltimore.
You're from Baltimore. How's that feel? Did it slow you down?
Yes, it did. It gave me a different perspective. I mean, like the way we raised in Baltimore, the things we had to endure and survive is like you don't even know that you're going through certain things because that's the way you was born and that's how you was raised. So once you move away and you start talking to people about your normal life, then you realize the way you was living and some of the things you endured was not the same as everybody else. So yeah, I would say it slowed me down. It gave me different perspectives. I believe anybody who live in a city, no matter what city you live in, if you move away from where you're from and you move to a slower town or people who have different perspectives, it'll change your thought process. So yeah, that's what it did.
Were you an author in Baltimore?
I was writing in Baltimore, but I didn't know I had a gift, man. I was just writing and putting it away. I was writing it, sharing it with my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, and I didn't know it was a talent. I didn't know it was a talent. I just thought these are thoughts. I write them down, put them away. Write them down, put them away. So no, I wasn't author. And I wrote 2 books. I have 2 that I'm trying to release this year. But I wrote my first book is Young, Arrogant, and Invincible. The second one is called I Apologize. Yeah.
You know, normally we start the week off with some prayer, but this message you're bringing here, I think it's on this spiritual level. I sense, especially knowing your dad, that I'm going to hear a very transformational story. Tell me more.
When you living in Baltimore, man, I mean, I know you know, it's just you're just in a survival state. Like you don't have time to really think about things you're doing, things you're going through, things people going through. You just basically surviving on my end. That's how it was for me. And once I moved to Georgia and I got settled, then I start like basically, what can I say? Because you have PTSD from moving from where you're from. You do, man. I mean, like, the thing is like
I'm laughing because what does that say about us still stuck here?
Hey, man. The thing is like when you in it, you don't even know you got PTSD. You just in it. But if you move away, and honestly, once you move away, you almost got to fast or what is it called? Decompress. Yeah, once you debrief, then you realize like, oh, I was messed up. The people around me was messed up. We was in a messed up situation. So for me, I would say, I would tell anybody, honestly, I feel like 1 or 2 things that need to happen for Baltimore. One, we need to like make some adjustments there. And I feel like the people who's aggressive, the people that's goons, need to protect the people that's smart. The people that's smart need to make sure they go to college and make sure they set the people that's aggressive up. And the people that's aggressive don't need to take as people that's smart. And the people that's smart don't need to take advantage of the people that's aggressive. And that's how I feel like we need to, from my perspective, we need to rebuild Baltimore, because the last time I was there, man, when I was looking at people's eyes, people don't look like the way you should look. Seriously, man. I mean, when I was growing up, I mean, we always had it hard, but I ain't never looked at my people's face and people looked like they gave up. The last time I was home, man, I looked in people's eyes. It looked like people was giving up on. I'm not there, so I don't know what people going through. I'm not.
It might have been the day the Ravens lost or something. I don't know.
No, it ain't that. It's more to the Ravens, man. I feel like people lost they belief that we're gonna be all right no matter what situation we're in. That's what I believe, man.
When was the last time you were here?
I was there. The last time I was there was last year for my father. Was it his wedding or what?
Yeah, he got married last year.
Yeah, was it that or a cookout? I think it might have been either that or a cookout for my little brother, because he was ready go to California. So it was one of those 2 things. That's the last time I was home. Yeah.
Well, I tell you, man, COVID brought a lot of things to a head. I imagine you had a similar scenario all over the country where people were forced to go to their room.
Right.
People were forced to
deal with themselves.
Deal with themselves and the people in their immediate circle, their spouse, their children. We learned things about people close to us that we might not have known.
Most definitely.
On top of that, there's a lot of murders. They said murders went down last year. I don't buy it, because the police did nothing new. Since Freddie Gray, the police been sitting in their cars. They selling dope right across the street in front of the police. As long as you don't shoot nobody, you don't kill nobody, nobody bothers you. Kind of like Amsterdam and The Wire.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they come out and say, oh, murders were down. Well, how in the hell so? Because y'all were sitting in your cars. So people were hostages in their own homes in many cases. And so, yeah, it does weigh on you, especially when you got Fox News that runs the same negative stories over and over. They
Right.
loop it. They loop bad news. Like right now, they done brought up this thing. One situation happens. Brandon Scott, to his credit, and I'm not advocating for no damn body for mayor, but to his credit, he got the squeegee kids off the corner.
Mhm.
One incident happens this weekend, and now the topic of inner city black youth, squeegee kids, comes back in the news. But in all of this time, Fox has not said one word about the white addicts that we find in our alleys, in our communities, bringing stolen goods, buying dope, and the worst part of all, shooting dope in public.
Yeah, they not. I mean, honestly, you know, they're not going. Their goal is to perpetuate us as a negative light. That's their game plan. Their game plan is to use music, entertainment, social media, the news, entertainment system to make us look bad. So, from my perspective, man, me just sitting back watching everything, and all honestly, nobody gonna help us but us, and that's just the truth. Like, and that's not just for Baltimore. That's all around the world. I mean, like, anytime you feel like somebody trying to help us, is some type of way to manipulate or get something for themselves most of the time. The only way we're going to fix the situation we in is if people who are aggressive have to be aggressive in a different front to protect our people and push a unity front where as though things have changed. Other than that, is we can't look for the police department to change things. We can't look for the government to change things. They always been our enemy, and they always going to be our enemy. They're going to smile on our face and stab us in our back every single time. So from my perspective, the only way we're going to fix this is if people is intelligent enough to fix this, fix it. People who strong enough who want to see change need to have change. Other than that, it's not going to be fixed. They like, our enemy is our enemy. Like, we can't expect our enemy to look out for us because that's what they are. That's what they are. I know they're supposed to be here to serve and protect, but they're not here to serve and protect. They're here to serve and protect. It's almost like the HR department if you work. It's like the HR department. You feel like the HR department on your side. If you go to them, they're going to look out for you. No, they on management side. They're not on your side. They're on the team of management. And the same thing with the police department, the military. They're on the side of the government. They're not here to help you. They're here to keep everything calm and keep you in your place. The only way there's going to be anything we're going through going to be fixed is if we step up and make the adjustments. And if we're not stepping up and making adjustments, we can't look at nobody besides ourselves in the mirror. I'm gonna tell you something. One of my youngest says, my son said to me when he was younger. I was just explaining our situation. He was probably like 7 or 8. Because I always give my kids an uncut real. And I was just explaining our situation, how white people and black people and just different things in the system. And my son looked at me and said, well, so what we going to do? So what we going to do? So a lot of times, and I'm sure like some of the things you're doing with your TV show, this is part of what I'm talking about. Like whether you're doing a TV show, whether you have a podcast, whether you have a book or you're a rapper or a singer, whatever you are, if you're not doing something to help your people in some type of way, you're useless. And you can't talk about nothing we going to do if you ain't doing nothing to help our people. You can't talk about nothing if you're not doing something for our people.
This is my first book, Unapologetically Black. I don't know if it's coming across on the screen. There we go.
Yeah, I can see it now.
That came out in 2015. That's your man's and them at the White House. Might be going there today. And then here's a second one. Yeah. There we go. I Am Black Wall Street. I look at the history of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and how Black Wall Streets were all over the country, including down there in Atlanta. There was a man in Atlanta named Herman Russell. Now, this is much later history. This is in our lifetime. But Herman Russell was a big-time developer there, and he was a part of building Hartsfield International. And that was because you had a strong black man named Maynard Jackson who made sure that black people not only had a seat at the table, but had money, had a menu. You know, they say you either sitting at the table or you're on the menu. And one thing I love about Georgia is the long civil rights history, but also Atlanta in particular reminds me so much of New York in that when you go into a store, a business, a building, you expect to see Black management. You expect to see a Black owner.
Mm-hmm.
And Baltimore, as hard as we are on our hometown, there are more entrepreneurs here than most anywhere in the country.
Most definitely.
Including you and me.
Most definitely.
We write, we create plays, we build construction companies. We can do anything anybody else can do. The challenge is not enough of us. And unfortunately, we got a lot of dead weight. But I got to remind you, we're only 13% of the population. And I think we've done phenomenal considering the obstacles we're up against. Y'all got to fight. Y'all got a national fight going on right now in Georgia, Fannie Willis.
Mm-hmm.
They trying to paint that lady like she wasn't this, she wasn't that, and she right there on the case trying to put the mash on the orange man. Okay, so let's get to your book. That's one hell of a title. Is that your idea? Was that your idea?
Yeah, that's my idea. Yeah, first I had a couple ideas for it. I was going to call it The Chronicles of Baltimore. I was going to call it just different things, but I figured Young, Arrogant, Invincible would be the greatest title to reflect the thought process of a person that's young, living in Baltimore, and just don't understand what they're doing. They don't understand that they can die. Don't understand that they naive. So that's the best title I can give that book.
What's it about?
It's about just basically, the title really says it all, but it's really about just growing up in O'Donnell Heights, growing up on Hoff Road and Dawley Avenue, growing up in Bel Air Road. It's about having a thought process, somebody who's just really ignorant to themselves, ignorant to the power of themselves, ignorant to the power of the community, and just basically running through the community, just really destroying themselves and destroying the community. That's what the book is really about. And the person basically find themselves by doing this thing, doing these different things.
Was that you?
I would say some of it is me, some of it is my friends. So a lot of things is things I've done, things I've seen, things I've been through, and things I've heard about. So, and some of it is just my imagination.
So who's the star of the book? Who's the key player?
The key player, it's a portrait book, so the key player is actually the environment. I would just say the key player is basically Baltimore. And if you read it, the key player is you, because when I write with the sense of, I say I. So when you read it, I'm making you put yourself in a situation, opposed to you reading and you feel like you're a third person or on the outside looking in. I write it so when you read it, you put yourself in a situation. So the start of the book is Baltimore. That's the start of the book, the environment.
Would you say that Baltimore, how would you describe Baltimore?
I would describe Baltimore as a beautiful struggle. That's what I would describe Baltimore as, because it made me so strong that I could survive any environment. You know what I mean? So I can survive any environment because it made me that I had to survive Baltimore. So if you survive that, anywhere you go in this world, you should be good. So I would describe it as a beautiful struggle.
Do you claim a particular high school?
I went to Patterson. I went to Patterson. I went to Maryville. I went to 3 different high schools. So I would say all 3 of them.
How was Patterson?
Patterson was cool, man. Patterson was cool. I mean, you know, like we was having problems down there, like different people. We was neighborhood beefing and stuff like that. So it was good. I mean, like these schools are good. What I should have did was really paid attention when I was in Maryville. When I was in Maryville, I should have really paid attention and did the auto mechanic class that I was in there. But I was so focused on useless stuff like girls and going to club and high dress and just, you know, just superficial stuff at that age. But if I had to do it all over, I'd have really paid attention to Maribel and really, you know, got a trade. So when I got out of school, it'd have been easier for me. That's what I'd have did if I had to do it all over. But my favorite, if we talking about my favorite school, it's probably Northern. I just had fun in Northern. I found myself there. I found myself that summer, and I found myself in Northern. So that's my favorite school.
Was it a particular teacher, a particular class, a particular activity?
No, I just figured me out. That's what I would say. I figured me out. I figured out what I want. I figured out who I was.
Sounds like you kind of got the best of both worlds. I mean, I went to Poly for 2 years and then Dunbar for 2 years. Two totally different environments, but I think I found myself at Dunbar.
Yeah, yeah.
Poly was nice, but I realized I didn't want to be an engineer. And the girls, they were a little stingy at Poly and Western.
I feel you, man.
They didn't want to hang with me.
Yeah,
I was from North Avenue. You know, it's a different kind of conversation. You're at Poly, Baltimore Polytechnic.
That's dope, man.
I had a lot of North Avenue in me, cuz what could I do?
I understand, man. I definitely understand.
I can't change who I am. That's who I am.
Yeah, yeah. I used to hang on North Avenue.
East and West.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, some great writers have come through Baltimore, have come out of Baltimore.
Yeah. I know. But
Who
I didn't know.
inspired you to write?
Who inspired me to write? I would say people like Nas, Jay-Z, Big L, Big Pun, Pac, Biggie. Those like a lot of MCs, Public Enemy, Dead Prez, all those rappers, they kind of inspired me to write. I wasn't looking at poetry like I wasn't even looking at it like I want to write. I just was stuff would come in my mind. I would just jot it down. But those are people: Run DMC, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, Cool G Rap, all of them. Everybody, anybody that's great inspired me to write. But now, as I'm older, TV shows, everything inspired me to write. People, conversations.
You mentioned Dead Prez, man. That song come to mind. Dun-dun. I'm not 100, but I am told.
Yeah, I like Dead Prez.
Dead Prez, yes, sir. What about KRS?
Oh yeah, he inspired me too. I saw KRS-One last year at One Music Fest. Still got it. He still got it. Yeah, I'm sorry I ain't saying. I apologize for not saying KRS-One. So, like I said, anyone great. If you great, you on my list of people who inspire me. Slick Rick, Dougie Fresh, everybody.
What about the X-Man?
You talking about X-Clan? Oh, DMX.
Yes.
Yeah. His storytelling, yes. Yeah, he like I said, if you great, you on the list. If you great, you on the list. But my direct influence, I would say, would be Big L, Big Pun, Nas, Pac. Those are people that us like in different ways inspire me. Cause I like Big L. He be saying wild stuff. I like people who say wild stuff, and you can still tell they're intelligent based on what they're saying.
So what about some of the newer rappers? J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. I'm just learning about these cats. I'm 58, so I'm up there with your daddy almost.
Okay.
And not saying I don't even know his knowledge with hip hop.
Yeah.
But these are some of the younger cats that I've been exposed to, and I must say that I'm liking what I'm hearing.
Yeah, it's some nice I would say Ransom, he's a good rapper. Ransom, JID, Kendrick, J. Cole. But honestly, right now I listen to jazz more than I listen to anything right now. That's what I listen to more than anything, jazz. But
oh yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me some of your artists.
I would have to go on my phone because I don't even know these people's names by heart. But of course, like the Miles Davis.
Can't go wrong with Miles.
James Moody. It's a lot of people, man. I listen to a lot of jazz. I don't know their names. I would look at my phone, but I don't have no problem looking at my phone real quick and tell you some of the names that's on my list because I like have different playlists. I listen to a lot of jazz because jazz it don't take over your mind like hip hop, R&B, different things. It can take over your mind. It can take over your emotion. When you listen to jazz, it's just free thought. It's just you in your head still.
It's the only pure American art music form. Purely American.
Yeah, I could believe it. FKJ, I love FKJ. He's an artist that's dope. Yeah, man, it's a lot of different jazz that I listen to that's really good, man, consistently. So
and once again, Baltimore played a role in that jazz history. There was a drummer that came out of Baltimore who had scoliosis. He had curvature of the spine. Chick Webb, and he went on to be, I mean, you can't even talk about jazz and not mention Chick Webb, but they got a wreck named after him in East Baltimore, but he was a drummer, and he was a part of the Harlem Renaissance. He was a part of everything and all things jazz. You look at Pennsylvania Avenue, Billie Holiday, U.B. Blake, everybody came through here, Red Fox.
Almost there. Red Fox had a club over in Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah, don't get me to tell no stories. I know they got a club named the Foxes. Was the Foxes then?
Yeah, Fox then. Yeah.
But I do know this. I know he used to sleep in houses. I live on Carlton Avenue, 2 blocks from the avenue. Mm-hmm. And I know that all of the entertainers have stayed because they couldn't stay in hotels. So they stayed with people. Going back to what you said, ain't nobody gonna do for us but us.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. In Atlanta, do you see, is there the expectation that you're going to support a black business, like white business, black business? All right, I'm going to go ahead and support the black. Is it almost second nature there in Georgia?
Believe it or not, man, it's almost like it's normal. It's not even a black or white thing. It's just like we dominate here. So it ain't so it's like most of the places you go to is going, like you said earlier, it's gonna be just black, it's gonna be black establishments, black owned. So it's not like people say, it's no signs to say this is black owned, black support this. It's more so like we just all go to it's normal. The same way if you're in a Chinese area and you're a Chinese person, you just go to your store, this is normal. It's the same thing here. Like all black people, we go to black, we go to black establishments because it's just normal here. It's not whereas though in some places you need to put black on so black people know come support. It's not like that here. It just is.
Have you been to the Black Wall Street Market?
Yeah, I performed there, man. I was the first person ever do an open mic show there. So yeah.
Now, you are a rapper?
No, poet. Do poetry.
Now, see, I didn't know this was a book of poetry.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. It's a book of poetry.
Well, you got to share something with us, cousin.
Okay, like my stuff kind of wild.
We already here now. Can you not use the N word?
Let me see that. I'm trying to analyze. I can edit myself. This is what I do. I can whatever it is I need to do. I'll do.
Yeah, just preferably not the N word.
Okay.
Yeah, because and let me tell you why. Because I'm not giving somebody else permission to use that in my presence.
Oh, hey man. Hey, you got your rules, and I understand, man. You got your rules.
Everything else is good. Come on, hit it. Go break us off.
I'm an asset. Fucking with liabilities. Bitches used to think nothing exists. Now they feeling me. I've been punishing all women for the times they didn't appreciate the real me. I've been wearing this tight, toxic, materialistic mask, so soul won't be released until she give me some ass. Hood respect only come we dealing 3 C's, cars, codes, and cash. Now my soul feel more filtered than my flesh. Competed with on an lower level to show who got next. So my energy I must protect. All ego I project, not realizing it's all just a test. You see, I'm in a cage with the fake attention. It's strengthening me. It conditioned me. I slow down and stabilize my energy so they can finally fucking see. But I wore so many masks, I forgot who I used to be. It's hard to be me when I turn my back on me, changing myself for those who like themselves, cause like me now, my soul and my body is miles apart. I've been out here jogging backwards on the back of bitches' back, no conscience, no heart. Shadow boxing in the dark, mastering my form. I've been praying while fucking rawness don't produce a newborn. Not getting head is foreign. I erase out my motherfucking memories if your sex is born. I've been treating women like shit because I remember respect me when I treated them good. Now understanding is broken by fuck boys who was broken by fuck girls that don't know good. Can you imagine feeling like an alien being raised in the hood, trapped in a repetitive stage, a slave to why I behave? I'm trying to crack the algorithm so I get to the final stage. It's damn near impossible to be original when surrounded by people that's miserable. You come up with a new style, trying to copy or kill you. Don't you understand you not being a real you? We can never be equal. You the same that make you think I'm Tyson, you Boosie, but you think we the same because we both fuck bitches wrong. We don't know their last name. Your celestial frame couldn't maintain if I took aim. I've been trying to help you, but you keep trying to try me. Just a grown boy in a man's body was hugged up by your fucking daddy or mommy. That's why I be ordered my circle. I be protecting my space. Always talking about love, but never bring up unconditional hate. Analyzing every move you make simply own because whatever affect your baby mother, just a smile up in your face. I wanted to die from my respect. I don't have no identity. But for these chains on my neck, you had to kill me. I've been doing hand-to-hand combat with who had empathy. Till I pop in the most disrespectful thing money can buy. Remember me? But I'm still not able to fulfill his false insecurity. A real man can look another man in his eyes and judge what you can't. Nigga, fuck these bars. Our scars not the same. You would never laugh at another black man if you could feel his pain. It's not a game yet I'm playing for keeps. Cutting off people mid shit they speak, they think we the same. I noticed when I got a couple of diamonds in my mouth and gold change, things started to change. You see, you lose your pussy power and the dude always getting fucked. I've been dealing with women willing to prostitute themselves, potential few bucks. When I reflect back on my shoulders getting fucked, them or me. Because even though that was years ago, I'm still trying to move this mask so I can get back to being me.
I think I'm supposed to click, right?
Yeah. I did a lot of edits in the middle of it.
I saw you.
Did a lot of edits. I did a lot of edits.
I'm getting you ready for CNN, cuz. You'll look back and say, you know what? Baltimore, powerful, man, powerful. I hear one thing I hear is trauma.
Yeah.
I hear grown man.
Yeah.
And some acknowledgement of some things that we used to do, some ways that we used to carry things. I'm also hearing growth.
Most definitely. Yeah, it's basically
almost remorse. Like,
yeah, you
now
do.
that I know, I would treat. We got daughters now. We got granddaughters now. We want to ease that. We kind of want to level things out.
Most definitely, because the thing is like when you out here ripping and running, you don't understand what you're doing to yourself or even your people. You don't understand. If you actually shot down with a drug deal and you really break down what's happening, he wouldn't do it. If you shot down with a terrorist,
he's a terrorist.
Yeah, if you sat down with a drug dealer and said, "Listen, bro, I want to explain something to you, bro. Like when you selling drugs, I know you getting money, you helping your family, but what you doing is you destroying thousands of your community. You destroy. You making sure dudes don't have their mother. You making sure dudes don't have their father. You making sure you just helping perpetuate destroying our community. If you sat down and you said that, or if you told to a dude who mess with a lot of women, if you said to a dude like, "Yo, when you mess with a lot of women, I know it's fun. I know it feels good. You're enjoying yourself. You know what I mean? It's also an illusion of power. But what you have to understand is what you're doing is you destroying yourself. And then when you meet somebody that you love, you will have to basically reprogram your mind to treat a woman like a woman. Because when you out here, you mess with a lot of women, you start looking at them like slabs of meat. So it's like, and if you talk to a young girl and you say, listen, if you mess with a lot of dudes, you can basically, we destroy ourselves. That's that's the condensed version of it. Whatever you doing is out here that's negative, if you consistently doing it, you destroying yourself. You destroying pieces of your soul until your soul gone. You mute your conscience until your conscience no longer talking to you. So that's what that poem was about. It's about basically trying to figure out a way back to get back to knowing who you are and getting back to that consciousness in your voice. Or not in your voice, in your mind.
Trying to think of I think it was Malcolm X. He said that entertainers will never be our leaders. Malcolm X said that entertainers will never be our leaders. I remember when Hillary Clinton was running against Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And they went and got Jay-Z because Obama had went and got Jay-Z, I think during his re-election bid. But when Hillary came to run, she went and got Jay-Z. Oh, Jay-Z endorsed me. And I said to myself, I love his music, but never in a million years am I looking to him for my political advice.
Right.
He's an entertainer. There's a limit to how far that can go with my thinking.
I feel like entertainers, what they could do, they could point people in the right direction. Like, if you look
how the hell they know?
If you look at
what makes them, I'm sorry.
No, you good. If you look at the Killer Mike interview on a Breakfast Club, basically what Killer Mike did was he pointed towards the people who are the voices of the community, the people who are on the ground doing the leg work. That's what he did. So if you do stuff like that, entertainers have more. Malcolm X said that, but Farrakhan said that a rapper can change more people's lives than I can because they out there and they connected to the people. It's tricky. It's tricky because I understand Malcolm X's point of view and I understand your point of view, because if Jay-Z, Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick, Jeezy, if all those, just Rick Ross, those 6 people alone, if they said, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're opening the bank together. We want everybody to bank here. And what we're going to do is we're going to give out loans to people who in low poverty areas to get houses. It will work. If they say, you know what, we putting our money together, we're going to open up the new Walmart. It's going to be called Walmart, and we want y'all to go there. It will work. But the thing is like, I don't think the powers will allow them to do these things. My mind can't even process how you get that far in having that much money and you not really. I'm not talking about none of the rappers on there. I'm just talking about people in general. If you're rich and you're not coming up with a system or a way to help your people, my mind can't process why you're not doing that. I'm not saying give your money away, but I'm saying instead of creating these liquor companies, instead of creating these clothing companies, they get to a point where where's the grocery stores? Where's the hospitals? Where's the banks? These are the type of things that they need to create in a community that can make money and also help the community. But I feel like the powers that be won't allow them to do certain things. I feel like when you're in entertainment, whether you're playing basketball, football, rapping, singing, or whatever the case might be, I believe the powers that be say you could do this, but you better not help too much. And if you help too much, then we're going to look at you like you're an activist. And if you're an activist, you need to make sure your record clean. Like, if you trying to help your community, if you really, really in it, you need to almost damn near have a perfect record, because they're going to dig into your past. They're going to dig into everything to try to figure out a way to puppet you. Because this is how they're going to do if you're real powerful. Either they're going to kill your character, they're going to discredit you, they're going to just kill your character, meaning discredit you, they're going to kill you, or they're going to bribe you. If you can get away with one of those 3 things, you could be a great leader. But most of the time, everybody got something that they did when they was younger, or that they ain't know no better, that was not good. Everybody want more money. Most people don't want to get discredited. So these type of things, from my perspective, are the things that hinder our people from helping our community.
Well, you also got people like Herschel Walker.
Yeah.
You also have those of us who will do anything to be accepted as less than a man.
Yeah, but honestly, man, people like him, it's just more so about having a conversation. There's a lot of people, man.
He's an idiot.
He is an idiot. But it's also to have a conversation to see like where his thought process stem from. Some of these things
he got no thought process. He took too many head blows, cuz.
See, he have a concussion. Yeah.
Traumatized. I mean, for him to get up there and go against, I ain't saying Raphael Warnock is Jesus. I ain't saying he Adam Clayton Powell. But he did go to Morehouse, and I would give him the benefit of the doubt over Herschel Walker, who you haven't heard from since.
Right.
And then you got Trump pushing him.
Yeah.
I mean, and you got to love this about Georgia. You got to love Stacey Abrams. You got to love Fannie Willis. Fannie said she keep $1,000 on her, and you know she's strapped.
but this is what I was talking about. Far as let's say the Herschel Walker thing. Who's to say they don't have something on him and they say you got to do this? That's what I'm saying. Like they
move to another country. Come on, do something. There's solutions.
What I'm saying to you is
go underground.
The powers that be know how to puppet different people in different ways. They have everything on everybody the American system, because we have these listening devices, they have something on everybody. And if you ain't, unless you're willing to be strong and die for what you believe in, man, they can puppet anybody. I don't know what they got on Herschel Walker. They might got something on this man, and I'm not taking up for him. But what I'm saying is, like, even our people that don't think like us, we got to figure out a way to crack the code to get them too, because it's other dumb people that follow them, man.
So this is what you do, cause you get a big sheet and you take it and you throw it over top his head and you wrap it up and you throw it in the trunk and you take it to the laundromat and you wash it until it's clean. That's it. In the old days, they say you take them out back.
Yeah.
To the tool shed.
Yeah.
You know, and you pull out something like a bat, and you.
Yeah, he don't know no better, man.
But he a problem.
Yeah,
that race was too close. Just like when that white lady almost became mayor down there. I was like, Atlanta? What are you doing?
Yeah.
But Atlanta has held the line for a long time. How many years you been there?
I've been here since 2003.
Okay, so you done seen a good 20 years. You were there when Kasim Reed was there. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of things that have happened.
Most definitely.
So where can people find this book, Milk?
They can find it on Amazon. It's on Amazon. They can find both books, Amazon and also what is it called? You can find Young Erica Invincible, and also I Apologize on Amazon. I Apologize.
Tell me about I Apologize.
It's like a book about relationships, about being introspective about some of the things you did when you was younger.
Why should somebody buy that book? Come on, give me a dirt part, a little dirt.
You should buy that book because, like, my writing is totally opposite. Like, the first poem I read is just one way, but then the second book is called "Screams Sound Like Laughter When You're Used to It." Clueless, but no excuses. I've sipped on the tears of women insecurities and fears to quench my selfish misogynistic thirst. Even though I count on a woman to nurture me since birth, I'm cursed. Releasing my sorrows between multiple women thighs until pieces of innocence starts to dim in the eyes. Focusing on fractions of the truth inside the lies until lies become the truth. Now shoving my ass routine lies down her throat. Praying that she don't choke or analyze and regurgitate my mistakes. I fade to face myself in the mirror because God knows I have been telling the truth. Don't worry, I remember. I was innocent just like you. The only difference is I lost my innocence earlier than you. Every woman who ever used their powerful feminine disguise to bat their eyes or smile at me wanted to use me for sex, money, clout chasing, or companionship. Using sex as a weapon, blackmailing me with my seeds for currency. Now I have no love for any woman who's trying to steal my seeds, yet I feel like I'm a faucet for spirituality and healing. Numb to the feeling that I see all the clues, but this changed my views. Now this unfiltered, beastly bowels of dirty water has a spill on you. Unknown and trying to find my way back to the innocent place within the been misplaced. Only to taste a mere morsel of it when I'm in her space. But now she become tainted just like me. When semen start to seep to the skin, the stitch of the foul beast starts to grow thin. She is so addicted to the way she's living, she doesn't even recognize it as sin. She belongs to the game. By this time next year, she'll move on and you want her name because men been tugging on her soul till she's no longer purr or they forgot what they was using her for. I've seen women go from beautiful butterflies to miserable moths, but somewhere buried deep inside this shell of a hardened woman, she still managed to have a heart. Black Queen. So that's in the second book.
My man.
Yeah, that's in the second book. Yeah.
My man. What poet did you listen to besides the rappers? Any other, like your Nikki G? I mean, non-hip hop.
The poets that I listen to, the Last Poets.
Oh, my man. What you know about the Last Poets?
Yeah, I listen to
them. Now you talking my language. What do you know about the Last Poets?
Yeah, I met him, man. I met one of the brothers. He passed away maybe like 2-3 years ago. He made the album called Hustlers Convention. You ever heard of Hustlers Convention? Yeah. If you get a chance, go to YouTube and type in Hustlers Convention. That album, I would say, to me, I feel like that's the first unofficial hip hop album. But he's a poet. He was in the Last Poets. Yeah. Hustlers Convention.
So they're considered the grandfathers, the forefathers of our version of hip hop. And it's not new. We've been rapping going back to Africa. People would go from village to village and share oratories. But there were also Gil Scott-Heron. Yeah, and out on the West Coast, they had the Watts Prophets.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, I've never heard any of their work, but I've certainly heard a lot of the legendary Last Poets.
I'm glad you just said that. That's my correction. My correction is I met some of the Watts Prophets, and I'm not sure if this brother was with the Watts Prophets or if he was with
the Last Poets.
The Last Poets. So that might be my correction. I don't have time to look it up real quick, but yeah, he's with one of them. But what he was spitting back in the day is timeless, man. So those are poets that I listen to, but outside of that, all the hip hop poets, those are the other ones I listen to. Because all this stuff poetry, whether it's singing, whether it's rapping, all of it is just poetry. That's all. It got a hook and beats behind it, but most of the stuff is just poetry.
I wish we could get to the point, one, of controlling the production of our music 100%.
Mm-hmm.
To me, we're not business savvy enough to protect our stuff. So we need lawyers and we need people in the industry who are not caught up by the industry.
Yeah, that's what Jay Prince, Suge Knight, Irv Gotti, and somebody else was doing. They were trying to basically get control of everything. And once they start doing that, that's when the feds started raiding Irv Gotti and started locked up Suge and all these different things because we are more powerful together, man. In the moment we realize that and really look out for each other, we'll shut everything down. The moment we realize, like, if I had your back and you had my back, that's all we need. We'll take over this whole world like we supposed to. And if we take the world over, we're not going to do like other people are doing, which is destroy the earth, destroy the people, and destroy the food.
Have you seen these people on the moon, digging up the moon? Write me a poem about that. How you going to dig up the moon, son?
Yeah.
It's the moon and it's the sun. Go over there and mess with the sun. Why they messing with the moon? I go off about that. It's the moon.
Yeah, yeah.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
So, do you do any performing?
Oh yeah, I performed at South Carolina. I've been featured in South Carolina, North Carolina, DC, of course Atlanta 1,000 times. Chicago. I mean, I performed Alabama. People put me to perform in different places. I performed at City Winery. I performed.
How did you get the nickname Milk?
Milk stands for making intelligence look cool, or mastering lyrical knowledge. That's what it stands for.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it stands for.
So your dad has been a friend of mine. I've been a journalist for 30 years, and he was there when I started 30 years ago. So your sister was on the show, Takara?
Tanera.
I knew I messed something up. Tanera, you've been on. I guess we got to get him, and you got some other siblings we got to get on the show. But we appreciate you coming in and taking time to share with us. Any encouragement to aspiring artists, rappers, poets? Any words of encouragement?
I would tell anybody, just be free with your pen. That means just let your imagination run as wild as it can. I would say don't get stuck on one style. Allow yourself to explore different styles. Support people the way you want to be supported. And also, if you're trying to do poetry, don't come in here thinking you're gonna make a lot of money. I mean, money will come, but just come in here thinking that you just want to share your art and just fall in love with whatever your art is. If you fall in love with whatever your art is, you'll always be good. And make sure at the end of the day that when you saying different things out your mouth, you know what you're saying, you know why you're saying it. And if somebody want to question what you're saying, you will be able to articulate your thoughts on it. Because when you're doing interviews, you don't know what somebody may ask you to do. You don't ever know what somebody might talk to you about. So those are the things I would tell them to do. And last but not least, just when you write something good, pray on it. Because sometimes, prayers, not sometimes, all the time, prayers is the strongest thing you can do to make sure that you get the message you want out. So
why do you say that?
Huh?
Why do you say that?
Because, when you for me, myself, the way I look at it, when I'm writing this stuff, it don't come from me. It comes from somewhere else. I'm never sat down and say, all right, I'm going to write this and I'm going to write about this. It just, it's just coming from somewhere else. So I want to give prayer and I want to give thanks to whatever's given me, because
so you're becoming a vessel.
Most definitely. That's the word I was looking for. I'm a vessel, and I'm just here to channel this stuff and give it back out. And I'm praying and I'm thinking whatever's given to me, because it don't have to come to me. It can go to somebody else. Because it's 1,000 poets, it's 1,000 rappers, it's 1,000 singers, and that can go to anybody else. So when you get something that's really, really magical, because I have poems on my phone that's magical, that when you get it, you want to give thanks for getting it. So that's how I look at it.
All right, I got one for you before you go.
Okay.
This is the legendary Last Poets. On the subway, I dug the dude digging on me, but the dude was caught up in a massive confusion as to who I was. He thought he was trying to see. But you see, me knowing me, black, proud, and determined to be free, could plainly see my enemy. Yes, I know him. I once slaved for him body and soul and made him a pile of black gold off the sweat of my labor he stole, but his game is old. We break on the mental whole. Things must change. There's no limit to our range. He can never understand. The new black man, less alone, see us riding every day, riding on the subway, 8th Avenue, 7th Avenue, 6th Avenue, IND, IRT, BMT. He stares endlessly, blinking, blink, 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 blink. He's on the brink, about to sink. I ask you, shall I help him? Can he be saved? No. Next stop, 125th Street.
I love that poem. I love that piece.
Man, you brought back memories, man. The legendary Last Poets. I met one of them cats named Suleiman. Here in Baltimore at the old Odell's. I think Michael Johnson had it at the time. But they were as down to earth as you could find, man. Tell me one thing, and I don't know why this has crossed my mind. What is the prison situation in Georgia? Is mass incarceration an in-your-face issue as it is here in Maryland?
You know what's funny, man? I don't believe so. I don't know. I won't lie to you. I don't know.
Well, we got to look into that. I mean, Georgia had more. Georgia was big on the institution of slavery.
Yeah.
Rum. There's a lot of power where you are. There's a lot of power where you come from, and up the block in New York. I mean, so whatever we can do on this network to help promote, and please don't let this be your last time coming on the show. Matter of fact, we'd love you to have a show on our network. No charge.
I appreciate it, man. But a couple of things I'm involved with. Let me. I host a show every third Saturday at Catch Cafe. We've been doing it for 7 years. I'm a part of mentoring young boys. It's called Elevated Young Kings. We do it every second and fourth Saturday. I have 2 books. I have merchandise. This is one of my merch right here. The main thing I would tell anybody, just make sure that you tap into yourself, tap into trying to figure out a way to help your people. Because if you're not helping your people and you Black, you're doing yourself a disservice from my perspective. And when it's all said and done, when you get older, you want to look back and say, I did some things to help my people.
Have you met Mukasa?
No, I haven't met.
So we're going to be doing the Black Wall Street down there. We do the Black Wall Street Awards up and down the country. I don't know if you can see it. Let me get it. Let me work it. Oh, what's wrong with this thing? There we go. Hold up. We got these plaques we give out. There we go.
Okay, I can see it now.
The Black Wall Street Awards. And we last time we were there was last spring. We were at the Absalom Jones Center over by Atlanta University, right across the street. So we'll be coming back there in a couple of months, and we have to make sure we recognize you, and I'll make sure you meet Mukasa. Mukasa is a civil rights leader. That's the bottom line. He walked with Stokely Carmichael, walked with Martin Luther King, and you gonna love Mukasa. Older brother, I guess he's about 80 or so. Huge influence. You ever get a chance to meet him, Mukasa, look him up. But thank you for joining us, Milk. And until next time, we wish you well, man. However we can be of help, we will.
I appreciate you, man. You be safe.
And big ups to your daddy, Marshall Cullins, the other Marshall Cullins. Up to date, down tomorrow, do your day, and everything will follow. Nothing to it but to do it. I got to do it, regardless of how I feel. I am somebody. I am my brother's keeper. Good morning, world.